Hey guys,
Hey.
we are back with another video for you.
It's a really powerful video, actually.
Yeah, 2 videos back to back this week. We have an interview with the president of Empower, and
We've got a game for you. We interviewed boys around campus to see if they knew anything about women and women's health, and
they don't. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So stay tuned.
So my name is Tatum Sharp, Tatumsharp. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the president of Empower. So I'm actually an exercise science major. It's a fairly new major. We work on the biomechanics of the body and how that translates to performance in athletics or just general exercise. And I actually became president of Empower. I transferred here my sophomore year, and Empower was just lifting off the ground again with Laura Schechter. And it was just Laura. And I went to a general board meeting, and I figured that it was something that I really wanted to do. She was looking for volunteers for voting registration, and I decided to sign up for that. And I got roped into being social media, and then I ended up sticking around. The following year I was head of marketing, and then this year I'm president. So I actually didn't really know what Women's History Month was until, I guess, when I transferred here and I became really involved with Empower. I didn't celebrate anything in high school. I didn't celebrate anything at home. And then when I was at SIUE, I wasn't involved on campus, so I also didn't celebrate it there. And then when I came here, I found out that Women's History Month is in March, and the significance that it holds within the feminist community, how we can lift others' voices up and celebrate women. And it means a lot to me now, and I think it's still so fresh to me, but this is our 3rd year celebrating Women's History Month and amplifying events on campus. And I think that now that I know what I know now, it'll never go away in my head now. It's just like Women's History Month is going to be March, and that's what I'm going to associate it with. So yeah, I identify as pansexual, which means that I'm attracted to all gender. I don't take gender into account whenever I'm deciding if I like somebody. So I wouldn't say I receive any backlash. I know that there are still people in our community that don't necessarily agree with being gay or with being bi or pan. I had someone on campus actually tell me that they didn't believe in my sexuality. They said that they thought you could either be straight or you could be gay, but it wasn't a spectrum. And that really was it was a weird stance for me because I accept everybody. But I would say that the love and support that I get is far more than the backlash or the hate that I would get on a normal basis. So in terms of success in recent, I would say, history, Tarana Burke, she led the Me Too movement. She started it. She's a black woman from, I want to say, the Bronx. And she started this movement, and it's honestly kind of mind-blowing when you think of this woman starting something that became internationally known. I got the privilege of seeing her speak, I think it was last year, and she is so determined and articulate in her stance of what she wants to do, what she wants to accomplish, and why this movement means so much to so many people. Tarana Burke is successful to me because she started this movement individually. It was like a DIY movement for her, and it blew up to this point where Times Person of the Year was the Me Too movement. I just think that reiterating that this is just someone single-handedly causing an uproar in a system that abuses, sexually assaults, or uses their power play against women in the workplace. So again, like Tarana Burke, whenever people ask me like who I look up to, she's usually the first person that comes to mind because of her inclusivity, her knowledge, her firsthand experience, her anecdotal speeches on like what's happening. And I think that if you're not following her, you should. She's very active still, and I don't think that she should go and disappear into history, because that happens to a lot of black women when they start movements, unfortunately, or someone else will try to claim it as their movement. And I think it's important to continue to follow her, show her support, and go to her talks. She's awesome, and continuously supporting her will keep her name in history, I think. So our biggest event of the year, and it's actually next Friday, is our art exhibit. It's our second annual art exhibit. I'm really excited about it. We're trying to go above and beyond what we did last year. We have many artists, we have many submissions. We'll have food. I believe we'll have a cash bar, which is really exciting. And we'll have plants. It sounds weird that I said that out loud, but the theme this year is like greenery, foliage, nature, because the theme of Women's History Month is nonviolence, women that amplify nonviolence. So we're taking that a step further, and we were thinking of peace, and when we think of peace, we think of outdoors, we think of nature. So our theme this year is very rooted in nature, and I think that it'll be awesome. I think it'll be, again, a very successful event. We'll have performances by Notorious, the a cappella group on campus, and the gospel choir. So I'm really excited about that. I think we might have a live cellist there. We're still trying to figure out some stuff, but I'm very excited, and I think it's exciting to have an event where you can kind of dress up and see others work and know that there are very talented people in our community in the St. Louis area, and the work that they do is different than I would say what Empower does. We will speak on injustices, or we'll have events, and then we have these amazing visual artists that'll come and do the same thing through art, and it's amazing, and I absolutely love it. So I hope that everyone is able to come. It's Friday, March 29th, 7 to 9 p.m. in the DC atrium. I just want everyone to know in the community that I am standing with the Muslim community. This is a super important time to really think about the direction that the world is heading. New Zealand obviously had a very horrific attack on the Muslim community. I think it's important to think about where we're going with weapons, what we can do to be allies to the Muslim community, and just loving and supporting the people that are around us. New Zealand, I think, said in 10 days that they're going to revise a bill about military weapons, which is, I'm jealous. I'm honestly jealous. Women like Emma Gonzalez that are leading these movements for school shootings and just continuously being pushed down and talked about is another thing that is super important. This young feminist is trying to make moves and create change that's very much needed. New Zealand is doing it in 10 days. I think that's an important thing to note, and again, not diminishing that we need to continue to amplify and be there for our Muslim community. So be very open-minded and accepting and loving, especially during this time.